People of the internet know this article isn't from a major news network or some famous author or someone famous at all. In fact, it's from Splice Today. And the title of this article is Bert Kreischer is the most obnoxious working comment from a guy named Chris Beck. And I know it doesn't have all this notoriety, but I was wondering, what do ordinary people not paid by advertisers, people not influenced, what do ordinary people think of Bert Kreischer? Well, Chris Beck has told us. And right at the top tier, it says, his drunken frat boy act is nearing the end. Okay, so here we go. Bert Kreischer's been a successful comedian for years, but I'd never heard of him until a few months ago when I caught an episode of his since-canceled Netflix show, The Cabin. What the fuck was that? Was that the one where he had people come in and that he got naked or something? Oh, man. Anyways. And when she was lying... Oh, well, here we go. Lying nude on the floor while getting a coffee enema. Yep. Comedian Bobby Lee was getting ready to strip down and join him, at which point I turned the show off. Who does that with their friends, man? I always used to think... I was going to tell you a real crazy story, but I didn't. Okay. I'm a fan of comedy, but not self-indulgent exhibitionism. The impression Kreischer left with me was that he's deluded himself into believing that everything he does is entertaining. The egotistical self-deception is the essence of what's made him into the most obnoxious comedian currently working, and there's plenty of competition. Amen. Sometimes, I live out here in a forest up in the mountains, and I'm away from things. But it's good to know that what I'm saying is pretty much spot on with the mood of the actual people, not the cult, the Roganites. The Roganites, you can't trust them because they bow to Joe Rogan, all things. And Roganites are just not normal, regular listeners. We're talking about Theo Vaughn. He's a Roganite. They're all Roganites because they all won't tell Rogan the truth. Kreischer has this stupid, cocksure kind of confidence that makes him think performing fat and shirtless his standard presentation is hilarious. His fans aren't especially cerebral. They remind me of the most inebriated professional golf spectators who yell, "Get in the hole," immediately after the golfers struck the ball from 250 yards out. So basically he's saying they're dumb. They're dumb. Oh, it's good. I didn't even read this article. If you know anything about these videos, I get an idea, I find an article, I do a little research, then I pull it up, and this is my first take right here, going through this. And man, it feels pretty good. It's pretty good. Man, sometimes you make videos and you feel like, whoa, is what I'm saying, is it out there? Yeah, I must look crazy. But no. Not crazy. And Kreischer first gained some national attention when Rolling Stone designated him in his 6th year at Florida State University as the top partier in the nation in an article called The Undergraduate. It was an honor earned via excessive boozing, sophomoric hijinks, and a public nudity that's said to have inspired National Lampoon's Van Wilder, starring Ryan Reynolds. Oh, okay. We all know that story, huh? Here's an example why I dislike Bert Kreischer. All right, here we go. When telling his story to an audience about his college trip to Russia, the trip he's still talking about 30 years later, he said his teacher told him he could get a minor in Russian, she meant, out of it. His response, I'm like, okay, let's go to Russia and fuck some minors. Oh, dude, this line isn't just unfunny, it's depraved, except for fans of statutory rape. This is what I said about Anthony Jeselnik, too. It's just like, he has all these kid jokes, and you're like, yo, there's just it's just like some things, the same here. What I notice about all the Rogan sphere and the 5 degrees of Kevin Bacon shit of the Rogan sphere is they all have no problem. They're like, freedom of comedy, freedom of speech. I want to say whatever. And then they want to just say really fucked up sick shit. You know, like Big J Okerson, he just his new special, he just goes around insinuating sexual things onto women and insulting their vaginas, and I'm just like, what? This is not comedy. What kind of like sick, tart, twisted person are you? Like, have some respect for people, especially when their husband is right there. Don't talk about his wife's nipples. I'm about to take your nipples off. Get out of here with that. Anyways, he finished the story with, "It was a different minor. I found that out the hard way." How? With a 14-year-old girl? Oh, I don't know. Kreischer might be alcoholic, which I don't judge him for. It's his own business. Plus, his hard boozing certainly helped fuel a persona that's made him wealthy way beyond his talent level. See, I agree that, because the first people that always come in the comments and stuff when you disagree with something, after they call you a liberal or MAGA, whichever, one comes in there, then they're like, well, he's so successful, so rich, and he has money beyond belief. Yeah, well, so do all those corporations that do a lot of messed up stuff to people. People, that are really successful that use slave labor to mine minerals in the Congo. I don't know, does money equal success, or does money equal taking advantage of opportunities and people in a way that profits you heavily? It just is what it is. And if that was success, if hundreds of millions and billions of dollars was success, very few people in the world are successful, because most of us will never see hundreds of millions of dollars. A lot of people can't even get to $1 million. So if money is a marker of success, no, we could say Joe Rogan had a Disney deal and they marketed him. They gave him a show that marketed him, because if Joe Rogan's comedy had to stand on his own, nobody would know Joe Rogan, because Joe Rogan would be a janitor at a school or something like that, because he's not funny. So money isn't always a marker of success. There are people that do wonderful things that don't get paid the money they deserve. Anyways, we could have this argument. Okay, Dean Martin once did a similar thing, but his drinking was mostly pretend. What I do judge Kreischer for is drinking all night and then crashing the Pat McAfee ESPN show at 11 a.m. in the Las Vegas casino mid-interview with the Houston Texans quarterback CJ Stroud in order to promote the vodka that he and Tom Segura, the comedian with whom he hosts the Unbearable Two Bears, One Cave podcasts are now marketing because they fancy themselves as business moguls above all at this point. Dude, it's crazy. I would like to say, a lot of this, my videos are humor for me as well, because it's just funny. You got to make fun of this stuff. But I remember actually giving a shit, and you would you actually thought that you were better than somebody, and that you had some moral duty to educate people or whatever. I mean, I could see why people think this. These guys are out of control, man. It's just what money and fame, who knows, man? I don't. What are you gonna do? I mean, I don't know. Anyways, the two narcissists stepped all over Shroud. He had no idea who they were, who was there to promote the C4 drink he endorses, while Kreischer strutted around the set drinking straight from the bottle before taking off his shirt and doing push-ups. McAfee told Shroud, "These are two funny whites," which was both awkward and untrue. This guy's ruthless in a real good way. Stroud was the only funny one, saying if two brothers had walked in like this, they'd have called the police. After the two boars left, McAfee changed his assessment of them, telling Stroud, "These are two drunk whites." Man. In Animal House, Dean Worker told Flounder, "Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son. But it's worked for Bert Kreischer." The Party Boy's entire career is based on one story he has been telling since he started doing stand-up, called The Machine, about the college trip to Russia. As he tells it, his school hired 2 Russian mobsters to escort the group around Moscow. Kreischer became friends with them after he, bungling the language, introduced himself to them as The Machine. The cute mistake made them love him, and they drank together all night. On a train trip, he and one of the gangsters, Igor, got drunk and robbed everyone on the train as they slept, including all his classmates. And then when the police collared him at Moscow train station, Igor tells them why he's called The Machine, which they find so hilarious that instead of arresting him, they drink all night with him. The yarn's not believable, plus the comic's trying to make audience think it's funny rather than despicable that he'd robbed his own. It's funny when you point the things out. Dude, this person, man, this person's spot on here. And it says here, Joe Rogan told him to make Russia story the centerpiece of his act. The fact that his buddy's been relying on that story for so many years shows how lazy he is. But it's a moneymaker, so he sticks with it. Real comics who know how to write actual jokes. Louis C.K. and Anthony Jeselnik. I do not agree with Anthony. God, I should have seen this guy as an Anthony Jeselnik guy. They kind of hate. Everyone hates Bert Kreischer, but I really think as an Anthony Jeselnik friend, I can't stand Anthony Jeselnik. Like, ugh. Regularly retire their old material and replace it with new routines. That's how they retain their integrity, a concept Kreischer's unfamiliar with. Such comics also don't hawk their overpriced vodka to their fans. A visit Dana White, president and CEO to the UFC, paid to 2 Bears, 1 Cave podcast showcased what Kreischer's all about. When the topic of White's newish, ill-covered venture, Power Slap, came up, Kreischer got all excited, like his first drink of the day was about to arrive. In fact, he already started drinking on a plane earlier that morning. He was drinking his vodka at noon when the podcast began. Watching the sadistic spectacle of 2 contestants slapping each other in the face as hard as they can is like jerking off. Dude, this stuff is crazy, man. Oh, man, dude, life has no point. I'm telling you, dude, everyone's lying at the top. They're all lying, dude. They're all freaks. They're all crazy. They're all committing crimes, dude. We're the ones having to follow the rules because they're breaking them all. It's not fucking your wife, but it's nice. Next, Kreischer shouted to an underling in the wings, "Someone bring ice in." He peppered the chat with White with his trademark squeal laugh while interrupting constantly like a needy child. Unable to control his need to demonstrate his wealth around someone worth about $500 million, he told White he was coming to Vegas soon with $250,000 to gamble with him. What makes Kreischer unredeemable is that he says things with a straight face, like what he told comic Stavros, I don't know his last name, on a podcast. A comic's brain is so different from a pedestrian's brain. That's something, I don't know what his point is here. We'll get to it. But that's something that know me, like all these really bad comics like to act like they're so different. Like, oh, we're comics. We're just different people. We got to hang out with other comics because nobody understands us. Yeah, you're not funny. Nobody understands not funny. You know, it's just like they want to make it out like they were just like shot down to this earth to bring people to their knees in laughter. And it's just so annoying. None of us are special. Come on now. I mean, like, if I was like Whitney Houston, I could think like that, sing like that. That's special. Like, someone who could sing like that, man, that's some special shit. But like, really? Are any of us special? No. We're all just opportunists, and some of us get good opportunities in life, and then some of us just get dicked down. You know what I mean? That's how it is. I just hate how they're, oh, we're special. Dude, you ain't told a special joke yet. On a podcast with Tim Dillon, another insufferable Rogan-approved comedian. I agree. Like an angry gay, like is funny for like 2 minutes, and then you're just like, shut the fuck up. Like, like just complaining, like just playing that whole card, like, oh, we're angry and we're gay, like, it's like, come on. Everyone wants like all these identities, and it's so fucking annoying, man. Just be yourself. Like, stop trying to just like be something because it's something in society. They're so special. They don't know that nobody likes fulfilling. Where are we? Kreischer and Dylan. Okay, there we talked about how they hate going to birthday parties and play dates for their kids because other parents are dullards. Yeah. See. I don't know, but they're so special. They don't know that nobody likes fulfilling parental duties that require making small talk with people they barely know. And there's some writing on the wall that the hubris is what's in the process of taking Kreischer down. Although he's milked the aging frat boy persona to its limit, it's an image not built for longevity. Kreischer's now on the path they may soon render him. I think so too. I saw that comedy tour. And I can't imagine anybody who want you, we did a video on it, okay? Who wants to see that lineup? I don't even, there's a date with Theo Vaughn. And who wants to see that lineup? Like, guys, I know. See, here's the thing. I understand that it's all subjective and it all comes down to taste, right? But I just want, I just want to believe there's like a bar for like like, America's Got Talent. We could all be like, yeah, that one, we could go ahead. We don't need that anymore. But apparently, like, there isn't. Okay, maybe I've had this ideal that like there's some talent, and when you see it, it's just undeniable, and like you can tell they put in the work, and like when you see those great speakers, they go up there and you're just like listening to them, like you know. But I guess mostly life is about mediocre things thriving. At the end of the day, that's what it is. Because like some of us will never have access to hundreds of millions and billions of dollars, most of us won't do anything really great. So I guess that's the struggle, folks. I guess that's the struggle. And I think this article was great. And you can believe what you want about Bert Kreischer. But it's sure entertaining to watch. You know what I mean? It sure is entertaining to watch this guy just blow everything up. Don't stay.